That day, I was dining at a restaurant with a friend. Suddenly, the lights dimmed, and romantic music began to play. A waiter with a bouquet of roses approached a table that seemed to belong to a couple. Soon, under the eyes of the other customers and staff, the man spoke. "I will make you happy for the rest of your life. Will you marry me?" Yes. As cameras focused on the couple in a celebratory mood. I was shocked to see the man's face. It was my husband. In the next moment, I clapped loudly and said louder than anyone, "Hope it works out this time." I am Sandra Anderson, a 33-year-old office worker. I met my husband Tony at work, and we got married 3 years ago. The proposal I received in a restaurant with a night view. And a bouquet of roses is a memory I'll cherish forever. During our relationship and after our marriage, we wanted to keep our private lives out of the workplace. So we didn't wear rings and used my maiden name. I disliked my personal life affecting my work, and my husband wasn't very competent at his job. Probably not wanting to be thought of as just fooling around. Thus, no one knew about our relationship except for the HR department. We don't have any children yet. Though we do feel the desire for kids, it seems impractical. Frankly, it's because my husband's salary is low. I was promoted a few months ago, but my husband remains in a lower position. Moreover, he seems envious of my promotion. And since I transferred to another department, things have become somewhat tense. Our conversations about work have decreased, and the two of us, who used to consult each other on anything about work, now hardly talk about other things. Additionally, as work has gotten busier and I return home late, I've become more irritable. Furthermore, his department has been understaffed since I left. Until a replacement temp could be arranged, and he has often been in a bad mood. Because of this, we frequently end up arguing when we see each other. Of course, I'd prefer to resolve things peacefully. But it's true that his behavior only aggravates my irritation. After all, even though he gets home earlier than me, he doesn't do any housework. Today, when I got home, there were only empty beer cans and snack remnants on the table, making me feel empty, while my husband hid in the cool breeze of the air conditioner. I thought, sleeping here again? How dare you? I remembered being angrily retorted with, I was sleeping comfortably last time I woke him. So I started making dinner alone without waking him. Then, the noise woke him up. I fell asleep. It's cold. I could catch a cold. Hey, wake me up when you get home. At those first words, I couldn't help but retort. Huh? That's your responsibility. Besides, last time I woke you, you got mad saying you were sleeping comfortably, right? As expected, my husband retaliated. It was early spring back then. Of course, I'll catch a cold if I sleep without covering myself in such cold air conditioning. No, you turned on the AC, and you chose to sleep. Don't blame me for that. Huh? Be quiet and just say sorry. It's your fault, isn't it? As the argument continued, my husband brought up this point. You always act so high and mighty because you're a manager. What kind of way is that to speak? Work isn't relevant right now. I should have married a more delicate wife. With those words, my husband went to the bedroom. Why can he always blame others for everything? Was it so wrong that I was promoted before him? I decided to ask my friend Nicole for advice over coffee on the next holiday. Men can get hurt in their pride in such situations. Really? Is it my fault then? No, being good at your job isn't a bad thing, and besides, you're the one bringing more money home, right? Yes, but Then your husband should be grateful. Right. Well, but I don't want to act superior because of that. I get it, Sandra. Talking with a friend, I reached a conclusion. Maybe now is the time to be patient. It would be nice if Tony could get promoted. Right. What I can do now is support Tony so he can focus on his work. Are you sure? Work seems tough, don't push yourself too hard. It's okay, if I can endure now, a brighter future will come. That's a wonderful way of thinking. Thank you. Let me know how it goes with your husband, let's go out to eat again. Yes, that sounds great. Boosted by my friend's praise, I resolved to tackle both work and home duties without complaint. I was determined to make a good report to Nicole next time. Even if my husband came home early, I made sure there was delicious dinner ready. And when he fell asleep on the sofa, I woke him gently. Perhaps as a result of these actions, one day he suddenly brought up an astonishing topic. I'm going to change jobs. A job change?
Yeah.
I want to advance my career. Wow, that's sudden, what brought this on? Well, I'm worried about the future. And I want a salary that can support a full-time homemaker, even if we have kids in the future. I felt tears welling up in my eyes. To think that my husband was considering such things for us. But looking back now, the full-time homemaker he spoke of wasn't me. And the children he mentioned, they weren't to be ours either. Ironically, I realized this just as I was about to excitedly share his change with a friend. I contacted my friend without ever anticipating that such a future would come. I have some good news. What is it? I want to hear. Tony is starting job hunting for a career upgrade. Really? That's amazing. And he said, eventually, children too. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's go out to eat and talk more about it sometime. Oh, but maybe you'll be busy until he finds a new job.
Yeah.
I'll invite you once his job hunt is over. I'm looking forward to it. From then on, I was dedicated to supporting my husband's job search. I cut work early to take his suits to the cleaners and went out to buy resume papers. Then, 2 months later, good news arrived. I made it through the final interview, I got the job at this company. Yes, congratulations. The company was in the same industry as his current one but was a bit larger. My husband had been hired for his experience. Though starting as a regular employee, he joined a company with a brighter future than his current one, where he could likely advance in his career. I felt relieved and looked forward to our future life. Once things had settled down, I invited my friend to dinner. As my husband was out at a welcome party at his new company that day, I thought it wouldn't hurt to stay out a bit late myself. So I invited her not to our usual cafe but to a fancy restaurant with a view of the night skyline. Crowded with couples. Are we standing out a bit here? Not at all, let's indulge once in a while.
Yeah.
Why not? We toasted. To the main topic, Tony has secured a new job. Congratulations. What kind of company? My friend and I were as thrilled about my husband's job change as if it were our own. And we celebrated with a delicious dinner. And today, he's at a welcome party at his new company. That's great. That's when it happened. The chandeliers dimmed quietly, and romantic music began to fill the dimly lit restaurant. What? What's going on? Maybe it's one of those birthday surprises? Oh, nice. Right? It's exciting for us too, wonder which table it is? Looking around. We saw a waiter carrying a large bouquet of roses towards a distant seat with a couple. The man's back was turned to us, making him unrecognizable, but the woman looked very cute. Wait, it's not a birthday, it's a proposal. Really? Now I'm getting nervous too. The next moment, as customers and staff watched in silence, the man spoke loudly. I promise to make you happy for a lifetime, so will you marry me? Yes. Wow. What? As applause erupted, I felt a nagging doubt. I thought, that voice, it sounds exactly like. What's wrong, Sandra? You look scared. Noticing my expression, my friend quickly spoke up. No, it's just, that voice just now. It's just, that voice sounded just like Tony's. What? Congratulations. My feeble voice was nearly drowned out by the loud celebratory music, but my friend heard me clearly. Let's go. Huh? My friend furrowed her brows and pulled me by the hand. Disguised as curious onlookers, we approached the celebrating couple. Cameras pointing at them from all around. Pulled by my friend, I was close enough to see the man's face and was speechless. My friend, who knew my husband's face, looked just as shocked as me. It was unmistakably my husband. Without saying a word, my friend squeezed my hand. Looking at her face, she nodded firmly at me, her eyes saying, I'm here with you. Strangely, I felt empowered by her gesture. I thought, I can't just watch silently. I gently let go of my friend's hand and clapped loudly, then said louder than anyone there. Hope this one works out. Though it seems the promise from last time is over as of today. What, you? My husband turned pale as if he had seen a ghost. It was like witnessing a miracle of a blue rose. You know her? The pure and unknowing woman asked, to which I felt obliged to clarify. I am the wife of the man you just got engaged to. And I suppose we are comrades. As I too received 108 red roses just like yours, huh? Understanding dawned on her, and she threw the bouquet at my husband. The thorns striking his face perfectly. He cried out in pain. Ag. The celebratory mood quickly changed. The people around began murmuring uncomfortably. What's going on? Explain. The woman, tears in her eyes, confronted my husband. He muttered, looking down. It's true, I'm married. How could you? But, it's okay. I'll definitely leave her. What? That, about what just happened. Caught in a tight spot, my husband stammered as if trying to deflect. Then introduced me to the woman. This girl was hired at my previous workplace to fill your void. She's a temp. What? You got involved with a colleague from your own department? As I glared at him in disbelief, my husband oddly became quite talkative. But Kelly here, unlike you, is a bit clueless and cute, yet kind, and I want to protect her. That's why I changed jobs, and it has really motivated me for my future work. At this absurd rationale from my husband, the other woman slightly softened her expression. I realized then just how naive she really was to be genuinely happy in this situation. At the same time, I was utterly astounded by the brilliant yet twisted logic of my husband, who had gone as far as changing jobs because he had become serious about this other woman. In a way, these two seemed strangely well matched. I understand now, so let's get a divorce. Is that okay with you? As I brightly faced the foolish pair before me, I added. Of course, I will be claiming compensation from you. Their expressions darkened again instantly. Come on, forgive me. I had no idea Tony was married until just now. That's right. It's not Kelly's fault. And there's no proof of me cheating, right? Proof? You just confessed. This isn't proof. There need to be photos or videos, something tangible. At that moment, footsteps approached from behind me. Hey, look this way. Hey, stop that. You said cheating can't be proved without photos or videos. Don't worry, I've got it all recorded. Nicole. There she was, smirking with her smartphone in hand. Give that to me. Hey. Tony reached out to snatch the smartphone from my friend's hand. It's pointless. Look. I'm not the only paparazzi here. Tony then noticed other customers around, similarly pointing their smartphones at him. Damn it. Finally, Tony seemed to accept his defeat, his head hanging low. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for any disturbance. I'll compensate the restaurant for any inconvenience caused. As I apologized, a staff member responded. No, it's not your fault at all. We will charge the responsible party who planned this surprise. I see. Thank you very much. Please proceed with that. Then, I left the restaurant with Nicole, apologizing to the surrounding people as we settled our bill. Later, I officially divorced my husband. Armed with the evidence Nicole had captured, I went to a lawyer's office and demanded compensation of $43,000 from my ex-husband for slavery in our marriage. She, perhaps intimidated by my presence, had resigned from the company soon after. Later, I learned from my former in-laws, who came to apologize, that my ex-husband had indeed remarried the other woman despite their objections. However, the bliss was short-lived. Drowned in debt from a massive compensation payment, my ex-husband argued fiercely with the woman who had rashly quit her job. Unable to afford even the moving costs for a separation, they were reduced to a silent, roommate-like existence. My former in-laws eventually turned away their son when he came to them seeking help. Perhaps those two were indeed meant for each other, I thought with a snort. Meanwhile, using the compensation from my ex-husband, I moved into a luxury apartment close to my work. My career was thriving, and I was living a comfortable, carefree life. Your place is huge, right? Feel free to relax today. Thanks. As I exchanged smiles with my friend, I thought being single might not be too bad after all.